Is using generative AI as a fiction writer cheating? I saw a couple of posts on TikTok this week where people were talking about, well, the one was an editor said they would never accept a book that was written with generative AI, and a couple of readers who said, oh, they would never ever read a book that used AI, that they just want to have a human, complete human experience writing it. And I got to thinking about the use of technology in writing. Let's go back and think about the writing process. Okay, you go back 500-600 years ago, back before Gutenberg. How did people write? Well, they wrote with ink and a feather, and they put it onto parchment, and that's how they wrote. Just to copy a Bible would take years. Some scribe writing there for years and years and years, page by page by page, longhand copying. Anybody wanted to write a book, they had to longhand copy it. And if they wanted to make copies of that book, well, they had to give it to a copyist who would then longhand copy other copies of it. Books are expensive and hard to get, and only the wealthy could afford them. Was that the ultimate and creative experience because it was completely human in the process? There was human suffering involved, cramped fingers and things like that. That's kind of what the argument that these folks are saying, is that it has to be completely 100% human generated. Eventually the printing press gets invented. Did that take out some of the human element? Yes, it did. Did it make books more readily available? Yes, it caused a whole, it led to the Enlightenment, a whole revolution in Europe. Did that take away the human element? Yeah, it did. Some, but more writing was able to get into the hands of more people who wanted to read. Then eventually the typewriter gets invented. You're no longer writing. It made typing and it made getting the words down in print faster, easier. Made it easier to write because most people can type faster than they can write longhand. Well, is that cheating? Well, by their argument, it would be. Then came software like Microsoft Word or the ancient venerable WordPerfect. And now you could do things like, oh, I forgot to put this in it. Let me insert this paragraph in. You could rearrange. You could do stuff on the fly without having to completely rewrite the whole book or a whole chapter. And so that was a big step forward. It was much easier than working with a typewriter. Is that cheating? Then you get dictation software like Dragon. If you've ever used Dragon before, you just talk into it. And if you don't have a southern accent like me, then it'll actually pick up what you say and write it out for you, so then you could just dictate. Let me ask you this. How many authors, big-time authors, actually write their stuff? Write it out longhand or write it even with a typewriter or a word processor? How many of them dictate and have a secretary write it out for them, get it into a print form? Lots of them. Some of them have staff of people who do that for them, different assistants. Then you have ghostwriters. Lots and lots and lots of very famous authors use ghostwriters. You kind of get my drift here, the kind of the argument I'm putting up here. In every age of the world, there's been technological advancements that change the way humans do their work. The rise of AI is just another one of those. And at every step along the way, there were people that objected to the process of progress. Do you think that there were people, like when Gutenberg started printing out Bibles, that felt that was not a good idea? The Roman Catholic Church at the time felt that it was the job of the priest to interpret the Bible, and they didn't want the Bible in the hands of people. You had people like Tyndale who get burned at the stake for wanting to put the Bible in the hands of common people because of the printing press would make that possible. There's always opposition to those things. Look at the invention of like the automobile and the steam engine and the airplane. All of those things met with opposition. People thought that the experts told them that you couldn't accelerate a human body faster than 30 miles an hour, it would explode. That was like a real thing that they thought. What can you do with AI writing? Well, it speeds up the early stages, your planning. Instead of just staring at a blank page going, what do I write? And then giving up and go watch soap operas and do something else. It expands the possibilities. You can use the AI as a creative partner and ask it to, hey, what would be another angle of approaching this or telling this story? It'll come up with things that you didn't consider. I have the paid ChatGPT account, and it will archive and save in memory all the stuff that we have done together. And so I can refer back to things and it'll remember it. One of the things I did is I trained my AI. I took several books that I've written, I uploaded into its memory, to scan these and look at them for style and voice, pacing, the way I use the words on the page even. It did that, stored that away, and I said, okay, now I want you to write back something in my style and my voice. And it would do it. It did it very well. Kind of scary how well it did it. Now what happens is I can go through now with these early stages with this as a collaborator. I can say, okay, I can be very, very detailed. I write really, really long prompts. I'll lay out the whole plot of a book. I'll talk about, we'll make the outline. Then once the outline, we'll start working on chapters. And as I'm explaining exactly what needs to be done, I give it great detail, and it's excellent at following all those details. Just recently, I was working on a new novel that I'm writing, and I said, oh yeah, duh, this has got to happen in the plot the next day because this event has to happen in between these two events. And I went back and said, okay, let's rewrite this. I need to have this event happen in between. It's already got the outline. We've already discussed everything, and boom, it recreated the chapter and inserted what I needed inserted in there. Now I can go back and I rewrite, and the ultimate product is mine because I'm taking it's my creative inputs. It interprets those, it spits them out in my voice. I rewrite and I can edit and I can change the order of things, but it's so much easier. It's just like, just think of if you're writing in a word processor, you decide, oh, I got to go back and put this in. Well, you could just go back with your word processor, add some spaces in, put that in there, and you keep on going. It's not like the days of the typewriter, or if you're writing something longhand where you got to crumble, throw it away and start over. This is the exact same thing. So as a fiction writer, your creativity, your voice, your lived experience, all of those things are still there. The AI cannot replace that. However, it can just lighten the load, lighten the burden. And the soul of the writing still comes from the writer. Does it get abused? Can it be abused? Yes, it definitely could, because you've got everywhere. There's people who the lure of an easy way to make money. And they think, well, I can use this AI, and there's all these different ads. Oh, make these little ebooks and put them up and make $50,000 a month on Amazon. The good's going to rise. The bad's going to go away. People recognize the difference in quality. Do you have to dig a little bit more to find quality? Maybe so. But it's not a bad thing that more people are writing and more people are doing stuff. Creates a market out there. If your writing is good, it's going to show. The AI is not going to make you take a bad writer with bad ideas and make them good. The novelty is that you have this creative spark. That's you, and the AI doesn't replace that. Writing with AI I found to be liberating. It's fun. It can be even inspiring, and it's really helped me get past writer's block to explore new avenues of plot and sequence of things, and it's been just a great writing partner for me. And so I don't see anything that's cheating in it at all. So let's look at it this way. If you're a reader and you want just a complete human element in a book, I hope you're taking time to find writers who write their stuff out longhand on paper. Does that not make a difference to you if they write it on a computer or a typewriter? Well, right, same thing applies for AI. Think about it. The debate's going to go on. I'm happy to engage in that debate in a friendly, fun way, but I just really enjoy writing with a creative partner, and ChatGPT is my creative partner, and it works really great, and the results I'm getting are super fun, super good, and people like it. Leave me a comment on this side over here, and or if it's on YouTube down here, and we'll see you around. Thanks for watching. Bye.